Lin-Manuel Miranda strikes again in Encanto, a new Disney film out in theaters now, with 3 directors that helped out. Charisse Castro-Smith, had to write that down so I didn't screw that up. It's her first time directing. She has a couple writing credits according to her IMDb. Jared Bush, who was a co-director of Zootopia and one of the writers of Moana. And also Byron Howard, who directed Bolt and the film that I really love from Disney, Tangled. So when I saw that, I was instantly excited. And also, it's the name Lin-Manuel Miranda, and it really is difficult for me to pronounce that correctly. If that sounds familiar, Hamilton, In the Heights. He does really good music. And am I far enough into the review where I can basically say that this movie is fucking phenomenal? Go watch it, go watch it, go watch it now. Why aren't you watching it now, damn it? Oh, right, you're watching this review for me to tell you why you should watch it. I'm going to get into spoilers here in a little bit, but this is like Coco. It's about on that same level. It's just got that, level of appeal as far as family and just life and energy, but also some dark undertones, and it's just all about finding out who you are, and it's like a lot of Disney movies. Like, it's not going to reinvent the wheel as far as story, but there's a good deep narrative about, what your gift might be, what your gift might not be. Can you use your gift in a certain way? And if you wonder what I mean by gift, well, in a small Colombian village, every day like the one before, there is a Madrigal family, and they can create magic. Bonjour, bonjour, I'm sorry for butchering the Beauty and the Beast song. Here comes Louisa with her strength like always, lifting churches and all the donkeys. Okay, I'm done. I'm done with that. In small Colombian village, there is a Madrigal family. Pretty certain that I'm probably going to butcher some of this stuff, so I do apologize in advance, as I obviously struggle with some foreign names and foreign sounding things. So they are a family that they have certain magical powers. One family member has super strength. Another one can, knows everything about everybody because she can hear she can hear a pin drop from a mile away. One person can shapeshift. Another person, has the ability to talk to animals, and various others just have all these gifts and everything, and they use this to make this small Colombian village vibrant and energetic and just really, really, just a happy, happy place. They want to use this gift that they were given. We find out a little bit later how this gift came about. And there's the patriarch, the abuela, who lords over and wants to make sure that everything's just really good and everything's perfect, like with with one particular sister who can create flowers, and she can create all the pretty things and everything, and she's going to get married and have kids to continue the family legacy and all that. And then there's Mirabelle, who's voiced by Stephanie Beatrice, and she turns into voice acting's fucking tremendous in this, I do have to say. Really, really good stuff. Great cast. There's John Leguizamo, Mauro Castillo, Jessica Darrow, Angie Capeta. Told you I was probably going to screw up some of these names. Carolina Guyton, and Diane Guerrero, and various others, round out this cast that just, from the word go, from the very beginning. I saw the 3D version. If you get a chance to see the 3D version, by the way, go see. Everything pops. It's energetic. It's vibrant. It's a beautiful looking movie. It just drips with atmosphere, and it's just, the energy permeates. It just really is fucking phenomenal. I haven't felt this good watching an animated movie since, I would say, Soul. And Soul made me feel a lot of things that made me put that high up on the list. And it was just shoved out on Disney+. They didn't even put that out in theaters. I mean, granted, last year, at that time, not as many theaters were open. But now that they are, you gotta see this in theaters. This is really, really fucking good. Is it fun for the whole family? There are a few moments that I think might scare some younger kids. And when you see it, you will understand. But it is a beautiful looking movie. The songs, for the most part, are fucking tremendous. There is one particular song by the character Louisa, who has super strength and everything. And I gotta say, Jessica Darrow, who voices Louisa, she isn't a bad singer. That's not the issue. Just the song didn't click. A couple songs in this movie didn't click. That's about the best, that's about the only quibble I have. And the best way I can describe this movie before I get into spoilers is it's like Brave if Brave was good. Like if they did Brave right. The whole thing about somebody not fitting in, wanting to do their own thing and stuff like that. And things go tits up and things have to be fixed. Now Brave is cool looking. Brave had some good moments, but it didn't have that pop. This really pops, and it's just eye-poppingly beautiful with great musical performances. Even the ones I didn't like were well performed. and everything is vibrant and energetic and just absolutely gorgeous. It is a beautiful looking movie. And Mirabelle is the one member of this family that doesn't have a gift. And she feels out of place because the other people have all their gifts and everything. And even though she tries to help out, she feels like a screw up. And also, there's this one ostracized member of the family named Bruno that, they don't talk about Bruno. Why don't they talk about Bruno? Oh, there was, maybe he didn't use his gift for good or something. We find out a little bit later what happened. But Mirabelle she feels out of place and everything, and no matter what she tries, it just seems like things are screwed up, like she's not good enough, and I think people can identify with that. It's about finding what gift works for you, what works best. And I will say this is pretty emotional. There's some stuff that hits hard, especially in the third act, when like things, you get invested in the characters. And again, it's not the most wholly original story, but it's got exuberance, it's got heart. You can tell that the directors, writers Lin-Manuel Miranda really, put a lot of thought into these songs. He's a freaking fantastic songwriter. Absolutely great. He understands exactly how to get your emotions. It kind of reminds me of some of his songs from In the Heights, which is a movie I reviewed earlier this year. You can check that out if you'd like after this. But this is just beautifully done. Just the characters and everything. It just has that look where, yes, it's a happy-go-lucky place, but it almost feels like, you want to go there. You want to see this, you want to see this in the real world. You want to see how this stuff plays out. How do these citizens seem so, they're embracing this magical family because they're helping them out and everything. They're using their powers for good. And then there's, of course, the seedy undertones that we'll get into in the spoilers. But there's enough dark stuff and enough danger to where you think, holy shit, something could go wrong. Oh my God, what the hell is going to happen here? This family is using all their powers for good. Why would anything go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? Everything, Mirabelle, everything. But this movie is just absolutely phenomenal from a technical standpoint. Investment in the characters, beautifully written, very emotional, great songs. Again, even with the couple I didn't like, I really, really enjoyed it. So I would encourage you guys to check this out 100%. Take your families, maybe take your own family. Don't take other people's families. That would be weird. But you will absolutely love this. If you like a lot of Disney stuff, this is in the upper echelon of stuff that they've done in the last 20 years. This is phenomenally done. Great, just technically everything I talked about before, just absolutely great. Go see it. Now, I'm going to get into spoilers here, but 100% go see this. I wouldn't go see it on Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving is usually busy at the theater. I would know because I used to work at a movie theater. Anyway, spoilers. Okay, so Mirabelle, there's this Mirabelle, we find out, why she doesn't have a gift. There is this thing where it's a ceremony among the family and citizens and stuff like that to see this next generation carry on. And, one of the cousins ends up with the ability to talk to animals, and there's this toucan here and stuff like that, and a bunch of animals. And it was a really, really cool scene where he's like riding this tiger and just going around all this stuff. And it's, again, beautifully done. Just very, very beautifully done. But we find out Mirabelle went up, and you go to this door, to your room, and you turn the knob, and then, you go in and you find out what your gift is. So people can talk to, they can hear things and know everything about everybody. Isabella can turn, everything into flowers and everything pretty, and she's all perfect. And Mirabelle, door disappears. What the hell's that? Why would she not get a gift, and why would everybody else get a gift? Hence why she feels the way she does. And then we go to the character of Bruno that had this vision, and he needed to have visions in wide open spaces, not the Dixie Chick song, but he had this room that went into this big cavernous area with all these stairs and stuff like that to this shrine, or this desert, or kind of almost ancient Egyptian. And he had this vision that stuff was going to crack and the house was going to end up falling apart. Mirabelle finds out about this because she had a vision during her cousin's ascension, so to speak, finding his gift, his ceremony, that the house started to have cracks and something was going to go wrong. She finds this area. You don't go into Bruno's room. You don't tug on Superman's cape, and you don't go into Bruno's room, apparently. And then she finds these shards, and it's like, this glowing stuff, and she finds out, wait, something else was going on here. There's something dramatically wrong here. And then it turns out that, Louisa, who's a super strong one, actually is really sensitive. She kind of had a feeling that something was going to happen because she knew about Bruno's vision, but you don't go digging around, Bruno's room. And it turns out that Bruno never actually left, but he felt ostracized from the family, and he's been hiding in the walls and everything, like the boy style. Not the boy 2, Electric Boogaloo, but the semi-normal one. If you've seen either of those movies, I'm sorry. But anyway, Mirabel finds out from Bruno what happened. She needs to find out more about his vision because stuff's falling apart. Stuff's going really, really bad. There are, of course, some really, really good songs here. The Family Madrigal, Waiting on a Miracle. Those are the two best songs, in my personal opinion. We don't talk about Bruno. What else can I do? All of You, Columbia, Mi Encanto. And what ends up happening is she sees this vision. She has Bruno like go to like this big open space in the cousin's room, and he has this vision like, okay, what you need to do is, you may feel ostracized from your family, you have to hug somebody. He sees this butterfly and this piece of grass and stuff like that, and laying on a piece of grass. Oh my god, I have to cut. Who do I have to hug? And barely sees the vision and sees it's the sister, Isabella. Well, she's so perfect and everything, but she's such a because earlier in the movie she ended up accidentally ruining her engagement. Even though it turns out Isabella did not actually want to get engaged to this guy, she just wanted to do it for the family. She didn't want to just be perfect. She wanted to make her own stuff and everything. But they do a song and everything, which was really, really nice. And then she finds out that she can make some prickly stuff, not just everything perfect, like cactuses. She can make her own stuff. She can have a career. She doesn't need she's a strong, independent woman that don't need no man. But anyway, hugs the sister. Everything seems fine. But then, no, things start to go really, really bad. And this house is alive this whole time. It's like, it's like the house is trying to help her, trying to make sure that the family stays alive and stays happy and everything. And there's also this candle that symbolizes, the flame not going out on the family. Then the candle goes out. Oh no, what the hell's happening? The candle goes out, the house falls, and Mirabel, feeling that she screwed up, leaves. She leaves. She takes off. This mountain had split, and she walks through the mountain because the mountains are really, really tall. It's an isolated village. And she's just crying at this river. Abuela shows up. Why is she there? What the hell's going on? Like, she explains to her, like, your grandfather, we were happy. We had 3 kids and everything, but then we had to go away. They show this stuff. It's like, not a mutiny, but it was like an invading force or whatever that was taking over this other village. Abuela and her father Pedro, I believe, found everything. They said a lot of names, and this could have used closed caption. Maybe I'm just going deaf, but he sacrificed himself basically to make sure she was safe and other people were safe. And then, which was really hard hitting. And then suddenly, boom, this, explosion and everything, the stuff, like, cause she's holding this thing that this candle that turns into like, this miracle candle that is all about family and the magical powers. That's where they got crossing the river. And then, the mountains, do all this stuff. All the mountains come up so nobody can get hurt. Everybody will be all right. They rebuild the village with blackjack and hookers. No, they actually don't do that. And Abuela explains it's like she lost so much and everything. And she was just doing what she could to keep her family safe. But she felt like she was the cause of it. And this is where I'm going to try not to cry like I did in the movie. And I'm sorry that I'll readily admit that I did. Because her and Mirabel had an argument. She explains this to her. And then she sees the butterfly, like in the vision, land on a piece of grass. That's what it was. It wasn't hugging Isabella. It was coming to grips and hugging her grandmother. Does that. Everything's good. Just all the glowy stuff and all the happy-go-lucky everything. And they can't reform the house, or they're going to reform the house on their own with like love, energy, and passion. So fuck your rules, man. And the town citizens show up with all the repairs and stuff like that, and they help them put the thing back together. And the house is alive. It's alive! And everybody's happy. Everybody's happy. Mirabel found out what her gift was, is basically helping and being, not even the odd one out, just being the one. Her gift was being able to bring the family together. I guess is the best way I could describe it. Watch the movie, you will understand, but Encanto's fucking phenomenal. It's getting an A. I'm not going to give it an A plus, not because it doesn't deserve it, but because, again, a couple of the songs were a little bit dodgy, and it was at times, it was phenomenal pretty much all the way through, except for a couple songs. But I'm definitely giving it an A. It's going to be in the upper echelon of my favorite movies. You know what? Fuck it, A plus. I'm going to give it an A plus. You know what? A couple songs I shouldn't discount. A plus. Go watch it. Really fucking good. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.